Hey, what's up, traders? This is the watch list video for Wednesday, November 13th. The SPY did pull back a bit today. I'll give you the numbers on the NASDAQ was down like 17. The Dow was down 382. The market certainly extended, so this is kind of expected, right? A lot of sideways chop in everything I was watching today. So ironically, my best trade, for those of you that hung out in after hours with me, you got it too, right? I called this an after hours. Let's go to 5-minute candles. MULN, which already had a nice move in pre-market and then was kind of flagging. I'm sorry, a nice move during regular session and then was kind of flagging. And I called it, I pointed out that it topped out at 342 in after hours. I guess I could kind of zoom in and show you. So that's what it looked like when I called it in chat. I said it topped out at 342 in the regular session and in after hours and was pulling back a bit. So the idea was over that, right? Kind of similar to what we call our 2-day high break. Only we had regular session and after hours, and it did only pull back for that one little red candle right there. 343. It went up over a buck, 340 or 445. So over a buck on I don't know. Let me see. 15 cents risk, something like that, below this red candle. So somewhere around 15, 20 cents risk, and ended up being my best trade of the day. So go figure. Sometimes it's worth hanging out till after hours. Let's go into what we're watching for tomorrow. Let me put this up first. I definitely want new members in the chat room to read that, to pause the video and read the whole thing. Good description of what we do, and also check out our free webinars, because those are also a good description of kind of what we're all about. So let me go into what we're watching for tomorrow. The short version of that whole thing is we're day traders. I fixed my keyboard here. And so we just trade intraday. I don't hold overnight. All right, so BTCT. The thesis I put forth in chat was, hey, somebody did some research, somebody smarter than me did some research and decided to look up a very low float Bitcoin play. And they were able to get BTCT just ripping, right? It went from a low of 408 all the way to 17 bucks before settling down at 1050. Genius, whoever thought of that. I did mention this as it was coming up to a possible opening range breakout. Let me get after hours off there. All right, so yeah, while this candle was forming before it broke the high of day, I did mention, hey, this one's headed back up. I did not get the high of day break. I probably would have tried it. I just didn't. I wasn't quick enough, right? And then you see what it did. So it just went nuts. Anyway, that's my thesis. Is it was just somebody was astute enough to call that one as a low float Bitcoin play. I should have been thinking along those lines too, and it had already ripped before I caught it, right? Before I noticed it. So anyway, GameStop goes back on watch. You had this nice 2-day run, inside day today. That's GME. DJT goes back on watch. There's no chart set up here at all. It's just an in-play stock because of the election, so I'm going to keep it on watch. But you know, it's got to give me an A+ setup or I won't trade it. ALT. Back here on May 16th, topped out at 950, and then you had kind of resistance right about where this line is, and just absolutely ripped today. I made a few bucks in this thing, but I didn't play it well, and then it ended up, as a matter of fact, in after hours, it's back up to 10 bucks, but it closed around 950. It was my top watch most of the day. I just couldn't find a clean setup. A lot of shorts in it, so it definitely goes back on watch for tomorrow. GNS, big volume, goes on watch for tomorrow. LUMN, you guys know me. I'd like another red day, but it did break out right about there and had a really nice run. Again, when we have a strong stock, sometimes we get one red day and then it's right back off to the races. So again, I'd like another one, and then I'd like to set up a lot more for a turn back up. BTDR, Bitcoin related play, popped yesterday, inside day today. We're looking for a 3rd day play there. CLSK, inside day, but closed pretty close to a 2-day high there. Another Bitcoin related play. AFRM, kind of the same scenario, just held on really nicely around yesterday, the high of yesterday's big rip. OUST. Quiet inside day today. Lower volume after that big rip yesterday. Could be a third day play tomorrow. Only with a proper setup, of course. DXYZ goes on bounce watch. I said I wanted at least a couple red days. I got them. We're going to watch that one for a possible bounce play setup on Wednesday. UPST had earnings and a big rip. A lot of shorts in this name too. And then kind of failed a follow through day and then a gap down in another red day. So what we have here is just an in-play stock that might bounce tomorrow. All right. mRNA, Moderna was on bounce watch coming into today. It did not meet any entry parameters, but put in a nice narrow green day. So it goes back on bounce watch for tomorrow. Let me highlight this. ENPH, solar play. Another red day. This isn't a pretty chart, but at some point this could give a nice snapback bounce. OKLO put in another red day, goes back on bounce watch. AMN looks pretty similar to ENPH, but only 3 days down. Definitely potential for a snapback bounce tomorrow. INDI had a big breakout last week, and then you got a couple red days on lower volume. That one could turn back up tomorrow. And then lastly, RKLB. Nothing really on the daily chart. It's extended, but then in after hours it had earnings, and as I'm talking to you, it's trading at 18.20. So potential gapper tomorrow. That's it. I'll see you guys in the chat room in the pre-market, and let's add some gappers to this list. And I appreciate everyone who posted in chat today. I'm done.